everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now it's soap challenge time again today, and for this month's challenge we had to do a thing called a peekaboo design. Now I must admit, I've left this one right till the last minute. I've literally got a couple of days until we've got to send our entries in. This is a great technique if you're new to working with soap dough. It's a quite straightforward technique to do. Now, what I need to do is I need to make a layer of soap dough to go on top of some soaps I'm going to make. And I've started off by rolling out some yellow soap dough and some red, and I want to do an ombre effect. We are allowed to mix our soap dough together, so I'm going to make an ombre effect. It's sort of done like a technique that they do with polymer clays, where we start rolling out our soap dough. I've left this sitting around a little while. I was doing some orders upstairs, and then by keep folding it over, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to gradually get this to do an ombre through the colours. Now mine's a little bit sticky, so I'm just covering mine with two sort of silicone mats, and that's a good way for me to be able to roll it out. Okay, so what I've done is I've got, as you saw, got some red soap dough and some yellow soap dough. I overlapped them slightly, not a huge amount, and now I'm just going to keep going rolling, because what I want to do is I want my soap dough part of my soap to look a bit like a sunset. So I want to have an ombre going from the red to the yellow. So I'm going to do that. These silicone mats help, or plastic sheet or something are good. And I'm just going to keep doing that and rolling it, and gradually it will start to come together and look a bit like an ombre. An ombre would be easier to pour, but we're not allowed to do that for the challenge. It's this peekaboo soap. Now you could do this with a pasta machine. I don't have a pasta machine for soap making. I have a pasta machine for making pasta, and I don't really want to put my soap through it because they're always quite tricky things to clean, aren't they? So I'm going down the good old hand rolling route. Can you see how that's starting to blend in the middle there, an ombre? I've got a couple of look sort of a bit lumpy bits. I'm just going to mush those a bit. And then just carry on. Okay, so each time we're just rolling it. The key thing is you always want to roll it and fold it in the same way. So I'm always folding it along the length, and then I will always roll it in the same way along the lines, and never roll across, always in line with the lines that you're making. I'm going to carry on doing this because it's going to take me a little while. It's probably, I've already done some of these already for this soap, and it takes about 50 or 60 rolls to go through. So I'm going to carry on doing that. And as you can you see how that's starting to mottle through together? I need to just keep doing it more and more and more till I've got a more consistent blend. So I'm just going to carry on with that, and I'll come back when that's done. I thought I'd just check in a bit. Can you see I've done quite a few more folds. It's still not perfect, but I'd sort of stop halfway, and you can see that is starting to blend together quite nicely like an ombre, and hopefully you can see the effect that I'm going for, that sort of sunset effect. I'm going to carry on. I'll show you when I've got that done. Okay, so here we are with that little ombre sheet. Now what I want to do as well is I'm just going to trim this down a bit. Now the reason for doing this is I want to add a layer of black as well. Now I don't want this black to be ombre'd in. I want it to basically be a strip. And what I'll do is, as I'm doing the peekaboo design, I'll explain why I'm doing this. Just to make it long enough to fit on that ombre. Let's get this first layer made up. So it's just going to be a solid colour layer. So when I do that, I typically put my mica straight in with my oils. So this is Sunshine Yellow from Mica Mama. It's the only yellow that I really use. It's quite a rainy day here today in the UK, so you can probably hear that rain bashing down outside. Okay, so here's my lye solution and my sodium lactate. And then our fragrance oil is sweet orange chili pepper from Nature's Garden. So let's just get that in. Okay, so there's my first layer done, so I'm just going to put that to the side for a minute. I'm not going to worry too much about cleaning out these jugs so much because I'm going to keep reusing this jug because it's going to be an ombre effect. So the next time I'm going to be using it, I'm putting some more Sunshine Yellow in there. So there's no point just keep cleaning everything out and wasting stuff. So let's put this away, and then when that's set up, we'll come and pour the other layer. And in the meantime, let's cut some shapes. So here we are with our shapes that we want to cut, or our pieces that we want to cut into our design. And I'm keeping them as covered as I can with some film. I don't want them to dry out and start cracking because they're quite thin. And I'm just going to do my little design. I've made myself some little, quite simple, very thin stamps. I'm not expecting them to last a long time, but they'll just do for what I need to do today. So for each of them, I'm going to start off just with a little spray of rubbing alcohol just on the top, just to help the stamp release. Okay, so the first thing I've got is a tree. And I said to explain why I've done the black along the bottom is I wanted to have what looked like a land area along the bottom, and I thought about just cutting a bit out as one big cutout, but the problem is that then would have breached the rules of the challenge where you have to have the soap dough that goes all the way along. So that's why I've done the black in, so I have that little bit of what looks like a land base. So one large tree, and I'm going to do a couple of smaller trees. Have one quite low down, so it's quite likely you may not see the trunks on these smaller ones because it's right in the black, but that's okay. I just sort of want the shape of the top really. Okay, one smaller tree. Okay, and then another one I want further up, sort of more on the horizon as it were. And then I want some birds. So I've done a couple of shapes of birds. So that's going to be my little design. As you can see, I need to repeat that 12 times, so it's going to take a little bit of a while. Now, my stamps aren't the greatest things, so I've just sort of made them very, very quickly. They're almost, you know, going to be chuck away after the end of this. They're very simple. But certainly if you did got some nice little more substantial cookie cutters or something, this would be a bit easier to do. So what I'm going to carry on doing is pouring my layers. I'll bring you back for each layer. And in between the layers is I'll carry on stamping these designs in my soap. So for my next layer, I've got my mica in there, and it's a mix, 50% of the sunshine yellow again, and then 50% of terracotta red. And the terracotta red is the gorgeous red that we get from Mica Mama. So let's just get this one in. So there's a lovely orange. So again, I'm just going to get that set aside for that to set up, and then we'll do our next layer. We're now on to our third layer. So this is just pure red. So this is just 100% terracotta red in here. Obviously fragrance oil and everything in here as well. So let's get this one on. So this next colour that we've got is, again, the terracotta red, and then I've just put a small bit of activated charcoal in there just to darken that down and bridge me between the red and the black that I'm going to finish off with. It's made that really nice sort of rich plum colour there. Right, so we're ready for that last layer, and this is just plain old activated charcoal, so a nice black layer to finish off, which will give us those birds and the trees sort of looking like they're in shadow as this layer peeps through. Now this is where sort of one of the skills with this technique comes in, is that we need to let this layer set up enough so that we can get the peekaboo design on without sinking, because we don't want the black to come through the holes, it needs to be behind the holes. But it mustn't be set up too much because we do want it to stick. And one of the things we're not allowed to do for the challenge is we weren't allowed to make a complete soap bar and then stick the peekaboo on a saponified soap bar. That was not the idea. It was to get it stuck onto this wet soap. So that's the skill of judging when this is right. Now I should be pretty good at this because I'm pretty good at, you know, putting embeds in soap and seeing when it's going to be a good texture for them to sit. So hopefully I won't have too much of a problem, but you never know, it could go hideously wrong. So I'm just going to leave that to set up. Not as much as I had the other layers, because obviously I've got to put these peekaboo layers on top. Okay, I think I'm ready to try and put these on the top. I'm hoping I'm going to be fine now, so I'm going to gradually start putting these on the top. Whoa. I'm going to try on. I want a tiny bit press them down, but obviously I don't want to, because that soap still is really, it's not really fluid, but I can see it trying to move up through those gaps, so I'm just going to leave that as that. Move this one a little bit, don't really want to, but Okay, that one's okay. I can see where I sort of scuffed the soap up in between them, but I think that's okay as long as it doesn't come through the trees. Look, see where I touched the soap there? Ah, sure that'll be okay. Okay, so there's my last one on. So that looks really cute. Let's put it up the right way, shall we? So yeah, I really like the way that that black has come through and is just showing that design nicely. And then obviously when I cut these, I will go through and just trim that excess off around the designs. So I'm just going to put this away to finish saponifying overnight, and then I'm probably going to leave this a couple of days because I'm actually doing a 100-mile bike ride tomorrow, so I may not fancy cutting soap after that, but maybe the next day. Here's our soap a couple of days later. I think it's come out really well. I did my bike ride yesterday, 100 miles, took me just under 7.5 hours, so that was really good. God, it was really windy though. The last 20 miles, of course, battling against some strong headwinds, so that was quite exhausting for the last 20 miles. But anyway, right, let's get this cut. So first of all, I'm just going to cut it into slices along this way and then just cut it across. So I've got my caterpillar here from Custom Craft Tools. I'm just going to double check that setting. I should have it set at 10 centimetres. Yeah. Okay, and I'm really pleased with the sides as well. So as you can see, I've sort of got that sunset ombre effect down the sides, so going all the way through the soap as I've got on the top as well, just to add a little bit more interest, because as you know, I'm not keen on things just done on the surface. So there's that one. And the second one. I'm just going to tidy up the edge of this last one. There we go. Okay, so now I just need to cut them the other way. I'm going to do this sort of freehand. Well, I'm still going to use my cutter, but I'm not going to, you know, set it up for anything. I'm just going to use the lines that I've got on these soaps. So there's my first one. Now I'm going to have to trim a tiny bit off this second one because remember I had some little gaps, but that's okay. I'm just going to do a tiny weeny little bit. Just to make sure this soap dough is coming all the way to the edge. With that, they've come out really nice. I've got some really cool stripy bits that I can put in another soap. That'll be cool. So there's those first four. I'm not going to cut the rest on screen because it's obviously exactly the same process. So I think they've come out really good. I'm not going to bevel the top because I don't want to ruin that nice straight line. But after they've dried off a bit, I will just make sure that that is nice and smooth. Now, I'm really pushing up against time. So if I do have time, I will pop some final photos up. But as I said, I've got to actually get these in and posted online today for the entry, so I may not have time to do that and in time for when I need to get my video, because everything like that happens on a Tuesday, which is where I am today because I've foolishly left this till the last minute. So anyway, if I don't get time for final photos, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like the soap. I do think it's come out really nice, and it's quite a nice technique to use, a good way to actually try using some soap dough in a different way. But thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. It'd be great if you gave me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why not subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.